However, laughed at the princess, saying that they heard that her first suitor was shorter than she was, and that they hoped the second one was not also a dwarf. Princess Umma, however, anticipated the arrival of her second suitor, who was visiting the palace the next morning. Late that evening, one of the princess's personal maidens saw the princess lost in her own thoughts and asked if she was okay. Princess Umma looked at the maiden and asked what she would do if confronted with the same situation that she was in, and the maiden told the princess that she should not make decisions based on outward appearances but the content of one's character. The princess thanked the maiden for her advice as she retired to her room to sleep. The next morning, the princess woke up in high spirits. She made up her mind to allow destiny decide as she prepared to meet her second suitor. A few hours later, her father the king sent for her, and when she walked into her father's throne room, she met the most handsome man she had ever seen in her life. Umma opened her mouth in shock as she did not want to believe that such a handsome man would ever come for her hand in marriage. The king introduced the young handsome man to her as Cheta, the son of a very great king that ruled in a distant land. Cheta smiled at Umma, but Umma was too ashamed to look him in the eyes. Standing next to him made her feel so insecure as she wondered what a man as handsome as himself was doing asking for her hand in marriage. Umma believed that once Cheta caught sight of her beautiful sisters, he would forget all about her, so she immediately told her father that she was not interested in the marriage. Umma believed that breaking off the idea of marriage at this earlier time would save her from future heartbreak. Devastated at what she had just done, Umma rushed to her room and began to cry. "Why has life got to be so cruel to me?" she said aloud as tears gushed down her eyes. Umma, however, was compensated with the fact that her first suitor, Nana, was also short. She believed that Nana would understand her better and treat her right because he knows how it feels to be discriminated against. The king, on seeing his daughter's reaction, told Cheta that his daughter was not interested in marrying him, and this broke Cheta's heart as he decided to return back to his kingdom. On his way out, one of Umma's sisters, Obiangeli, saw him and couldn't take her eyes off him. Obiangeli started up a conversation with Cheta, and as they were talking, Umma caught sight of them, and this broke her heart as she knew that Cheta would definitely fall in love with her sister, who was the most beautiful amongst all her sisters. Umma returned to her room sad as she felt justified for rejecting Cheta's marriage proposal. The next evening, Umma saw Cheta again in the palace, chatting and laughing with her sister Obiangeli, and this happened several other times. One day, Umma, filled with curiosity, decided to ask Obiangeli about Cheta's frequent visits, and Obiangeli told Umma that she was now in a relationship with Cheta. Umma, although sad to hear this, was happy about her decision to reject Cheta's proposal. She began to spend more time with Nana as she felt safer with him, owing to the fact that he was also short. One morning, Obiangeli approached Umma to inform her that Cheta had asked for her hand in marriage and that they were both waiting for Umma to get married before they make their proposal public, and that if Umma delays in getting married, Obiangeli will be left with no other option than to marry before Umma, which would be disgraceful for Umma. Umma, on hearing this, panicked and decided to approach her father to inform him of her decision to marry Nana. The king sent his guards to inform Nana of his daughter's decision to marry him, and the wedding preparations began. One morning, this was a few days to Umma's wedding, Mma decided to pay Nana a visit and overheard him talking to someone, narrating how she, Mma, irritated him and that he was only marrying her because of her father's wealth. Mma, on hearing this, broke down in tears as she ran back to the palace.